What's up, everybody? So, welcome to the channel. This is Comic Books NYC, as usual. And I'm joined by a special guest tonight here, Sam I Am Comics, my friend in real life now. We got to hang out this weekend. What's up, bro? Welcome to the show, and I'm glad you're on here doing your first live stream.
Well, thank you first off for, inviting me to be on here. This is really cool. Things are pretty good. Let's see some books you got.
Well, the sentiment is right back at you, bro. You're welcome on the show anytime on my channel. If you want me on your channel, I'm more than happy to return the favor. Probably one of the highlights of this weekend was getting to meet you and spend some time with other community members, getting to, dig for comics alongside some buddies, and people that I've been getting to know on the internet, but finally able to hang out in real life. So that was probably the thing I want to take away the most from this con. Kenny, Comic Head 84, might also join us, which he was another community member I had a chance to hang out with, and so did you this past weekend. So I sent him the invite. I think he's wrapping up work, so he may join late. But looks like we got a couple people here in the chat. We got the Dark Knight Detective. What's going on? He was a little bit early. We got JP. It's Budget Collecting. What's up, man?
JP?
Let me see if I can remember how to highlight these comments. There he is. All right, cool. And then we got Raul Rosario, who's my buddy here in New York City, Brooklyn, one of my best friends.
Right on.
He says, hi, Kavi. It's Nelly. So Nelly is Raul's daughter. Hey, Nelly. Good to see you, as always. Hope you're having a good day. And he's here also. Okay, awesome. So the point of this stream was I wanted to just quickly do a quick recap of Fan Expo Boston, sort of my overall experience, overall thoughts about the con. I'm at this point, I'm kind of a con veteran. And for every con is different and has its own particular vibe and characteristics. And I would say after 3 days attending Fan Expo Boston, it was one of the better cons I've been to. Not as, I guess, intimidating or overwhelming as New York Comic Con, for example, but not your, tiny local regional con either. It's a pretty massive event.
Yeah, it's big. I mean,
pretty huge.
Yeah, with the artists they had there. I mean you had McFarlane there.
Rock solid artist alley, McFarlane, In-hyuk Lee, Lee Bermejo, Art Adams, Mike Mignola, who am I leaving out? David Finch,
Greg Capullo,
Mark Silvestri, Frank Cho. List goes on and on. It was a deep roster of artists and writers at the con, signing and doing panels. There was also a pretty decent pop culture selection, if that's your bag. I went and checked out the Zachary Levi panel, Shazam himself, on Saturday morning, and that was pretty cool. He confirmed that Shazam 2 is being written right now. And looks like we got another person here. Fishin Freaks says, "What's up? What's up, Fishin Freaks?
Fishin Freaks.
Good to see you." There was I got to see Art Adams and Joyce Chin, his wife, do like a sketch battle type panel, which is really cool, where they were like they were asking people in the crowd, like, what do you want us to sketch? And then they both did their interpretation, and and then they gave away the original art at the end of the panel. Got to see a Mike Mignola panel where he told a crazy story about the first time he met Jack Kirby. He was on a panel with Jack Kirby, and Jack turned over to him, locked eyes with him, and he had never actually locked eyes with Jack Kirby before. And the first thing that Jack Kirby does or shows to him is this sketchbook he's got sitting on his lap. And on the sketchbook is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a Jack Kirby original sketch of TMNT.
Oh, geez.
And he shows it to Mignola, and he's like, yeah, I like the Turtles. I was like, holy hell, man.
That's pretty awesome.
So that was rad. I went to a couple other panels too. Mark Silvestri. I learned some things about Mark Silvestri. He hates Superman, and he hates The Force Awakens. for some reason. So, well, not for some reason. He doesn't like the way Han was treated or something, or whatever. Everybody's got their gripes.
Yeah, that's definitely information you weren't expecting to find out.
Yeah, I was not expecting to find out that information. What else did I do? Then of course there's plenty of comic book dealers, toy dealers, merch and apparel, cosplay going on, cosplay contesting going on. Just almost everything that you would expect at a con in a fairly large convention center, fairly large show floor. 3 levels. You got the show floor downstairs, then you got the second level with cosplay and other like meetups and things like that, and then you got the 3rd level with the panel rooms and more cosplay. I think there was a cosplay competition up there. I got to see a DC writers panel with Steve Orlando, who's going to be taking over writing Wonder Woman. With Jodie Hauser was on that. She's writing the Harley Quinn Poison Ivy series that's coming out.
Okay.
And then also Gail Simone, she's going to be taking over the Flash, which is pretty huge.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was a good panel as well. So yeah, it was just from an actual like content programming standpoint, I thought Boston Fan Expo was pretty solid. And from a comic book dealer and whatever, just comic book availability standpoint, it was pretty solid too. I guess the one thing I would like to see more of in future Boston Fan Expos is maybe some more of the bigger, sort of more national comic book dealer guys that you see at all the bigger cons. I felt like the comic book dealers were more regional and specific to Boston, which was cool for me because I don't get to see a lot of those dealers at other shows. But also I felt like there was a little bit of a lack of, I guess, higher end booths or, booths with like bigger slabs and things like that.
Yeah.
Compared to your New York Comic Cons and your San Diegos and such. So
yeah, this is my 3rd year going to the as the Fan Expo. I've been 4 years. Before it was just Boston Comic Con. I think it was just run independently. It was it was like in a hotel somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the 3rd year. I think it's just been Fan Expo. And they really don't have those, like those national dealers like you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's more people from the New England area. I think you get some dealers that are from maybe Pennsylvania or Maryland in that region. But yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool for me because I don't get to normally interact with those people. Like so none of those dealers really knew me. Whereas at some other shows, like you have guys that have seen me time and time again. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they know what I'm looking for. It was kind of nice to kind of like have that little bit of a stealth angle to some degree at this con. So I'm going to say what's up to a couple more people here that have joined us in the chat. We got Mr. Garrell. He says, man, I really need to get to my first con. However, people seem to spend so much money. And yeah, you would be right there. I am still calculating how much I spent. Discovery Bay, what's up, JB? Hope you're feeling all right. I know you're spending some time sick in bed today, so hope you feel better soon. Hope you binge watch those streaming shows, get you through it. We got the Hunt champion himself, the immortal biggieshaq.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Frank Rizza. I love biggieshaq.
Yeah.
Man,
how can you not like biggieshaq?
Biggieshaq is an all-timer.
He's one of a kind.
He's an all-timer. He's like, hey, NWO wrenched up. Thanks, NYC. I'm still not sure what that means, but it's pretty awesome. Who else is in here? Mr. Garrell says Gail Simone is hot and miss. Mostly a miss for me. Mr. Garrell's a downer. Sorry. What else is going on here? We got Just a Rican and his comics. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Rod.
What's up, Rod? We got Old Wolf 65 in here, Antonio. So I was able to meet him on Friday towards the end of the day at the con. So another community member that I was happy to get to spend a little bit of time with. And the hat that I'm wearing is a pickup from this con. And I bought this hat literally not 10 minutes after Old Wolf 65 and I parted ways because he was like, I didn't recognize you without the hat. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to get some hats because that just basically reminded me that I do like picking up new hats when I attend a convention. So This is one of the new hats. I got another new hat, which I'll show in a second once we get into the haul. And Sam I Am Comics is in here. He's also on the show. This is his first live stream, everybody. So thanks for making that on my channel, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. And like I said, I'm down to return the favor anytime you want. I'll show up on your channel. Just let me know.
Right on.
And yep, it's the champ, biggieshaq. So, all right. So let's get back to the con a little bit. I think that was an adequate review recap. I mean, I don't know. You know, the other thing I will mention is that, you know, in addition to Sam, in addition to Antonio Old Wolf, of course, I got to hang out a lot with Kenny, Comic Head 84. He may join the stream shortly. He's wrapping up work. I did send him the invite. And Vasco, of course, Justin. So the two of them make up the Comic Heads over on YouTube. So go check them out if you haven't already. So I got to spend quite a bit of time with those guys. Great guys, lots of fun. I think there's Justin now. What's up, Vasco?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Hey, Vasco.
Great hangs this past weekend. And then also we met Joe Ryan Comics and spent a little bit of time with him as well. So it was a good weekend from the perspective of being able to hang with some YouTube comic community members at a con. So
Yeah,
that was
probably the coolest part of
Yeah.
the entire day.
That was definitely the coolest part of the day of the whole con. But that said, it was a comic convention with a lot of dealers and a lot of things, a lot of temptation. I tried to not go too crazy, but maybe I went a little crazy. I don't know. You guys can make that determination once we start showing some stuff. So let's see the loot, as per Mr. Garrel. Yes, I want to see the loot. All right, so let me switch to the view where, let's see, where I'm bigger and you're smaller. So yeah, there you go. All right. So I'm going to start with the non-comic book stuff, sort of like the merch and apparel type stuff, and then we'll get into the comic book stuff, and then we'll get into the art stuff. So let's start with the actual badge itself. So here, this is what the badge looked like. Fan Expo 2019. This is the deluxe pass, so it gets you basically into the entire 3 days. It also allowed you to enter the show floor a few hours early on Friday, which I took full advantage of. I was there 2 hours before the show floor opened to the general public, and I was able to basically be the first person to submit books to CGC. I went straight to CGC, submitted books that I brought there, which I'll show you in a second. And I was able to kind of get a little bit of first dibs on some of the people in Artist Alley, or just to at least see what the prices were before anybody else, you know what I mean? Before people ran in there and locked up artist commissions and whatnot. I didn't really go crazy when it comes to artist commissions or anything like that, but Gray Matter Hulks is in the chat, and he's asking a question. What's up, Gray Matter? Did CGC have on-site grading or send-off? I saw you submitted on IG. Yeah, so they had they only had like submit the book there for send-off. They didn't have on-site grading where you can submit on Friday and then pick up your book on Sunday or whatever, you know, actually graded. So they've been sent off to Florida, sent off to CGC. This upcoming weekend in Philadelphia at Keystone Comic Con, they're doing actual on-site grading. So I considered going to that con, but I don't know anybody going to that con. So I would have much rather, I went to a Fan Expo because I actually knew some YouTubers and community members that I could actually hang out with, which I think added a lot more fun to the trip than if I was just going somewhere where I didn't know who was going to be there just because CGC was grading books on site. Because I want, you know, and you got to pay extra for them to do that too. It's not the same price. Like, you know, they charge a premium on top of their regular grading and pressing fees in order to be able to do it on site and give you the book back during the con, right? So never actually done that before, but for anybody going to Keystone Comic Con in Philadelphia next weekend, this upcoming weekend, you'll have that option if you want to do it. So so that was the badge, and then here's the lanyard. So they of course had free lanyards were just black. They're just basically black colored normal lanyards, and then they had a few options for sort of more premium lanyards. And this one's a Back to the Future themed lanyard here. So I picked that up. I think it was like $4, $5. So, you know, I like having something kind of custom, something that reminds me of the con a little bit more than just a black, you know, boring lanyard or whatever. But, you know, did I really need to buy it? Probably not, but I did, you know. So that's probably the first thing I spent money on when I got there was this custom lanyard. I did get, so I mentioned hats. This is the first hat I picked up, so I'm wearing it now. As you can see, it's just basically a full marble spread, character spread, and with a red logo and black and white in the background. Hey, what's up, Spidey Fan? Good to see you, brother. And what's up, Stephen Oates? Good to see you as well. And then the second hat that I picked up, which is pretty damn dope, is this. Check this out. So that is a Stormbreaker hat right there, and this is like an actual like die-cast piece right here. It's not, it's like, you know, attached on, but it's like solid metal, right? And then on the back, you can see, I don't know, I'm still getting used to the StreamYard camera here. You can see it says Stormbreaker. See that? Is that visible? Yeah. So that's the hat. That's the two hats I picked up. Oh, looks like we got another person here. Pope Cerebus the First says, thank you, bro, so if I got your package. Oh, no worries, man. I'm sorry it took me so long to get that out to you. It was just crazy with like the moving and then, you know, my place having water damage and then having to move out and move back in and whatnot. So I was kind of crazy for a while. So I fell behind on sending some AOKs out. So I appreciate your patience on that. Glad you got the package. So I did also pick up 2 T-shirts from this vendor called T-24. So if you go to T-24.com, you can save 10% with the coupon code MORESHIRTS. So check those guys out. They had some pretty cool T-shirt designs. I would suggest checking out their website. So one of the shirts that I picked up is this Star Wars coffee Starbucks logo swipe with Princess Leia on it. So basically, it's a Star Wars Leia homage to the Starbucks coffee logo, which I thought was pretty cool. So that one's fresh. Haven't worn that. The other shirt that I picked up is currently in the laundry, so I can't show it to you. But I did pull it up here on the share screen thing. So let me pull that up real quick. I'm still new at this, so just bear with me. Did that work?
Yes.
All right. So there's the other shirt that I got from T-24 was the vendor, and it's a Palpatine Vader 2020. Basically, it's an election. I think it's like a re-election parody shirt, basically, for Palpatine Vader instead of whoever. I'm not going to mention political candidates on my stream. And then right here underneath, it said it's useless to resist, which I thought was pretty funny. So those are the 2 T-shirts that I picked up. Not really big. I don't really go too crazy with clothes and apparel at cons, especially if I'm traveling, because then I got to fit all of that stuff back in my suitcase on the way back. But able to pick up 2 T-shirts and 2 hats and a custom lanyard. I'd say that's pretty cool overall. Let's see. We got some more people here in the chat. Sam. Oh wait, no, not Sam. I am. Sam I Am's right here. We got Jeff Comic 813. What's up, man? Good to see you, bro. VP Vader. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So one more piece of non-comic book related pickups. And this is a Blu-ray set. X-Men, the animated series from the 90s, the complete series on Blu-ray. Now, this is a bootleg, basically. And at every con, you'll run into at least one, maybe 2 dealers that have like these bootleg releases that haven't been formally released on DVD or Blu-ray. And, you know, depending upon the dealer, like the quality may or may not be, you know, it's not going to be like IMAX level, but then again, this aired on 4:3 television in the early 90s. You know what I mean? It wasn't even widescreen at the time. So it's a faithful translation to Blu-ray of the original 4:3 X-Men, the complete animated series from the 90s, which I was obsessed with back in the day, and was my basically introduction to the X-Men as a kid. So I had to have this in my collection in one way, shape, or form. At New York Comic Con last year, I believe, or maybe even Vegas last year, I picked up the Spider-Man 90s animated show on Blu-ray. It's a similar kind of bootleg. So those two shows were a big part of my childhood. So there you go. I picked it up. Great shows, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, shout out to my buddy Vasco. We both got that at the con separately, and then we were like, "Wait, you got that? No, I got that." So that was pretty funny. Spidey Fan, what the heck, bootleg? Yeah. Raul was intensely jealous. Well, you can just come over and watch it with me, dude. You know, we live in the same city. Hi, Alea, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. So that's okay. So that's basically it for like the swag clothing. You got a Blu-ray in there. See, Fishin Freaks is backing me up. I would have snatched that too. So now let's get on to some comic books, shall we?
Yes.
Right? This is what we're here for. So all right, let me start with some kind of like bargain bin finds, if you will. So first up, this is X-Men Omega. This is a one-shot from like 1994, 1995. That's a John Romita Jr. Penciled and Klaus Janson inked wraparound cover. I'm pretty sure it wraps around. I'm not going to take it out of the bag and board right now, but it's shiny. Yeah, nice and shiny, 90s wraparound cover. Gotta love it. You got Apocalypse and Magneto on there, so I couldn't pass that up. That was pretty cool. Then we got Batman and Robin. This is New 52 era. This is issue 15. And I believe that's a Greg Capullo cover. So should have gotten that was signed in hindsight, but failed to make the connection in my head that this was a Capullo cover and that Capullo was there. Sometimes you just run out of time. So that's a pretty cool pickup. I like that Joker cover. It's a good modern Joker cover.
Yep.
And we have Howard the Duck, #1. This is from the 2015 run. This is a 1 in 20 or 1 in 25. I'm not 100% sure. Variant, and you guys see the logo on the back of the lady there. I like that cover. It just looked like, I don't remember ever seeing it personally.
I don't remember. This is the first time I've seen it. Yeah.
So I saw that and I was like, whoa, that's pretty rad. So pick that up. And this cover is done by an artist named Erica Henderson. So she's the one who did that variant. Next up, we have, and at first I thought this was a Spider-Man book based on the cover, right? You would think that, is this a Spider-Man book? But it's not. That's not quite the Spider-Man logo, and he's wearing a hat, right? So I actually had to open up this book to find out what it was, and it's actually a title called Spider, just Spider, okay, from Dynamite Entertainment. This is issue 3. And it came out in like 2012 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure when it came out, but I just thought this was one of the raddest looking covers I'd ever seen. Like at first I thought it was Spider-Man with a hat, so I was like, holy crap, I gotta get this Spider-Man with a hat, but it's not actually Spider-Man. So I don't know a ton about this story or about on this title, but the name of the book is called Spider. This is issue 3, and this is a 1 in 25. This is a 1 in 25 Virgin variant from Francisco Francovilla. So Francisco Francovilla did that one. I think I may have lost Sam here to the frozen.
I'm still here.
Oh, you're still here.
I'm kind of glitching a little bit.
Yeah, you're glitching a little bit, but we could hear you. So, there now you're back. So I don't know. This is a book another book I'd never seen before. Was in like a bargain bin. So. Easy choice right there. All right, so the next couple books are all Michael Turner, mostly Wizard World, but some other cons as well, convention exclusives. So this one's a Top Cow Classics in black and white. Michael Turner version of Fathom #1. Pretty sweet sketch cover there. Oh wait, how did we get onto this camera? I thought we were on a different kind of camera. There we go.
There you go.
Is that bigger? Is that better?
Yeah, that's bigger.
All right. So that's pretty sweet.
That's nice.
Some more Michael Turner here. This is Fathom #1, Wizard World exclusive, limited to 4,000 copies from Wizard World Philadelphia, 2005. Some more awesome Michael Turner goodness there.
You can't go wrong with Michael Turner.
So Evan has some insight here. The spider was a pulp character. Oh, interesting. I got to do some more research on the spider. Dante the Scrub is also in the house. Good to see you, man. All right, so Michael Turner continues here with some more Michael Turner. This one's issue #3 of Fathom. This is from this is not a con exclusive. This is a store exclusive. This is an Aspen store exclusive. Michael Turner.
That's pretty sweet.
And all of these are like crisp, you know, nice and crispy shape. Couple more Michael Turner books. This is Fathom #1, a Supernova Pop Culture Expo exclusive. I'm not sure from what year. But another fantastic Fathom.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this is the last Michael Turner pickup. This is from also from that same con, but from 2005. And this one was limited to 2,000 copies, and it's a Fathom #4. Gorgeous.
Yeah, that is.
That's my favorite one.
That's breathtaking right there. That's awesome.
Right? Yeah. That is dope. So really stoked with some of these bargain bin finds that I was able to pick up for on the cheap. And there was a couple more. These were slightly more than these books, but in the scheme of things, were not expensive books at all. Quite affordable. We're talking about less than like the $5 to $10 range ish, maybe less on some of them. But this one's, I think, one of the coolest ones because I've been looking for these in the wild and I've never really seen them in the wild. I've been tempted to buy them off my comic shop and stuff, but I haven't pulled the trigger. And I finally found this, at least issue 1 in the wild. This is a 4-issue miniseries from the late 80s that DC put out called Batman the Cult. So this is book 1 of 4 for Batman the Cult. And this 4-issue, essentially graphic novel, if you combine them, was written by Jim Starlin, and the artwork is done by Bernie Wrightson. So that's a crazy-ass combination on Batman. Right? What'd you say? Oh, you go to the bathroom? I couldn't hear him. He froze. Anyway, I've been looking for this for quite a bit. So there you go. Batman the Cult, issue #1. Next up, we got 2 issues of the Marvels run. I think it's book 1 of 4 and book 3 of 4. Alex Ross, of course. If Mr. Garrel's still watching, maybe I will pull these out in our slab down round 2, or maybe I'll just A-OK it to him because he's going to beat me anyway. But, everybody knows that these Alex Ross covers, probably some of his most recognizable work was on the Marvels books. Oh, yo, what's up, TJ? Good to see you, man. Wrightson goodness, thank you. And thanks for stopping by. Always good to see you. So next up, I found this Marvel's Secret War book 1 of 5. This is Brian Michael Bendis and Gabriel Dell'Otto.
Yeah,
love that.
Sweet Dell'Otto covers the entire series.
that miniseries has some great Delato covers. I was able to also find the second issue with that great Wolverine.
That is nice.
Yeah.
That the one that has the first appearance of Quake?
Is it? I don't know. I actually don't know if there's
it's one or two.
I don't. I off the top of my head, I didn't know that there was anything key about these books. I just like the Delato covers, so they were basically cover buys for me. But I didn't realize if there is a key. If anybody knows that in the chat, that would be cool. Might look that up when we're done. All right, so I'm going to move this stack out of the way because now I don't have enough room to maneuver right now. What's up, JIB Comics? I don't think I saw you sneak in here, so thanks for stopping by. All right, so on to a couple of Spider-Man books. This is the Amazing Spider-Man #1. This is the Marvel cosplay cover, the photo cover. So it's an actual cosplayer photo cover there, not a painted cover. I don't remember if I've ever seen this or not. Just kind of like picked it up, spur of the moment. Just saw it. So
that's one of the better cosplay ones. I picked up.
Are there better ones? I wouldn't be surprised.
I picked the Daredevil one by accident, paying attention, and it's pretty ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know a ton about these cosplay variants. This is the first one I've ever picked up. So, interesting photo covers. Wait, Spidey Fan here says great Delato interiors too, man. Yeah, on the Bendis books, 100%. I mean, I actually want to complete that set. I don't have any of the other issues, so I'm gonna have to be on the lookout for those, or maybe just bite the bullet and get the others from my comic shop if they're in stock over there in my next order. All right, so continue on. This is the initial ASM run. We got ASM issue 139. This is a low grade copy. Not entirely sure why I picked it up, but it ended up in my stack. I think it was like $5. So
that's probably why.
Yeah, it didn't really hurt me to pick it up necessarily. Joe Ryan, what's up, man? Dude, I'm late. Didn't want to miss this. No worries. I'm still in the middle of the haul. You're more than welcome to rewind, or I might do a quick recap once I get to the end. But earlier I was kind of saying that one of the best parts of this particular con was getting to meet guys like you and Sam, who's joining me tonight. So again, shout out to Joe Ryan, and it was great meeting you, brother. And let's do some more stuff, and let's link up at New York Comic Con for sure. So Evan's confirming here that issue #2 of what was that, Secret War, was the first Quake. So sweet, didn't know that. Fishin Freaks, thanks for stopping in. Thank you so much for being a part of this show tonight, and hope you have a good night. So, okay, here we go. ASM 139. And then the next book, I think all of YouTube comic community recognizes right now. ASM 110, the first appearance and origin of the Gibbon, hashtag Gibbon Gang. Hashtag Gibbon Gang.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is my third copy of ASM 110, I think. Like, I have a super low grade copy. I have a copy that's higher grade than this, and this is kind of a mid grade copy. So I don't know why now it's almost this whole Reggie Gibbon Gang thing. It just makes I just now notice the book when I'm digging through long boxes, whereas before I probably would have just slid past it because I have the book. So I picked it up. Why not? Another copy. TJ says, those are my favorite Spider-Man years. Bought new off the rack and amazing storyline and covers. Man, TJ, you bought so many awesome books off the rack. I'm so jealous. Unruly Simian, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Always good to see you here. Dante the Scrub, about tired just seeing that cover, but I'll join the gang soon. LOL. Yeah, honestly, everyone and their cousin is showing ASM 110 right now, thanks to Reggie and the Gibby gang. But you know, I picked it up. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't pick it up. You know, and then the annual that I picked up was ASM annual number 3. As you can see, this is not the highest grade copy. It's got a bunch of you know, dates. I don't even know if that it's. I think that's a store stamp. It's got some writing here. It's got a larger sort of date stamp, store stamp thing here, which I can't fully read necessarily. But all in all, not too bad. Presents well in Mylar, at least, like everything does. But yeah, I did not have this in my collection. I am trying to collect all the ASM annuals. I'm not close to having all of them. So, but here's another one to add to the collection. There you go, ASM annual number 3. We got some more Gibbon talk here in the chat. Pope Cerebus, Gibbon was my face for years. Way better than Grizzly. Oh man, hashtag Gibbon gang. And then I also picked up, this is not an ASM book, done with the ASM. I picked up this Eerie magazine, issue 13, Lucky 13. And this cover, and I'm assuming this book came out well before Immortal Hulk number 2, but it reminds me of that Dr. Fry Immortal Hulk number 2 kind of like pose a little bit.
Like it.
Yeah, so it caught my eye, and I think it was just pretty dope looking. And I got this for like $5, so I was like, yeah, why not? So, Eerie magazine. Joe Ryan was like, "Oh, I saw that. I saw you have that," and then looked at some. Nice. Did you? Yeah, man. Like these are super cool books, man, and they're pretty affordable to collect. So, yep. Love Eerie. Great covers. Oh wow, definitely looks like that. I'm assuming he's talking about the Immortal Hulk. And the Immortal Hulk 2 looks a lot like an issue of Detective Comics from the late 70s, early 80s. I forget what issue number it is, but I have that book also. I don't actually have an Immortal Hulk number 2 because I only started reading the run through trades for the first 2 volumes. And then I started picking it up off the shelf. So I don't actually have an Immortal Hulk number 2, but I'm not really desperate to go find one or pay the money for one.
No, not the price set. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. You're still breaking up a little bit, by the way. I don't know if it's my connection or yours.
Austin Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but no worries, dude. So these next couple books, I don't really count them 100% towards the Fan Expo Boston Hall because I technically bought and paid for these books prior to the con, but rather than having Kenny, Comic Head 84, Kenny, ship me these books, I was like, why don't you hold off on shipping these books to me and just, we're going to be meeting up and hanging at the con anyway, so why don't you just hand me the books so I can save on shipping? He said, yeah, that makes total sense. So he brought these particular books to the convention. And there was one book in this hall in particular that I was most interested in, but it also came with some other books, a couple of classic illustrated. So this is Classic Illustrated number 89, which is an adaptation of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of these classic illustrated books in my collection. Not something I'm like going after necessarily, but they can be pretty cool. This is Classics Illustrated number 97, King Solomon's Mines. And then we got Classic Illustrated number 107, King of the Khyber Rifles. So I really don't know too much about those. And then we got an issue of Gangbusters. This is DC Comics. It's a 10-center. I think it's Silver Age 10-center. Gangbusters issue number 50. Don't really know a ton about this series either.
That's a pretty cool cover.
It's a pretty cool cover. And then the book that, why I bid on this particular lot, and this is the book that I wanted, essentially, is Guns Against Gangsters, number 1, which is an L.B. Cole cover. Now, this book obviously isn't in high grade or anything like that, but it's a pretty badass gangster cover. It's a number 1. It's a Golden Age book, and it's an L.B. Cole cover. So I don't have any L.B. Cole covers. This is my first L.B. Cole cover. So there it is. Big E's back. He had to run. What's up? Hey, Chris Barrett. Good to see you. If I missed some people in the chat that have joined recently, I apologize. It's kind of moving, and I'm still getting used to this StreamYard stuff. But yeah, really happy to pick this up. Guns Against Gangsters, number 1. Golden Age L.B. Cole. Bought that from '84 and grabbed it from him in Boston to complete the transaction. Looks like Unruly was my competition on that book. So he pushed the price up for me. Appreciate that. Chris Barrett has arrived. Classic cover. Days of Future Past. Looks like that cover a little. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's. I totally didn't associate that in my head, but that's totally right. All right, so I'm gonna move on. So that was the little bit of a mini lot from Kenny that I got, mostly for that L.B. Cole. What haven't I shown yet? Okay, so next I got a couple signed books. Okay, so I only got one book signed actually at the convention, and it's a Jody Houser Star Wars Age of Republic Darth Maul number 1. This is a concept design variant, which is only sold, I think, at conventions. And she signed it right there, J.H. Jody Houser. So she's one of my favorite writers. Also got to see her do a panel. And I really, really dig these Star Wars Age of Republic one-shots. So saw that on her table, talked to her for a little while, and had her sign this book. So pretty cool. Happy to have that in the collection. And I tend to put my signed books in top loaders for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what I do. And then we've got 2 other signed books that I didn't actually get signed at the con, but I found pre-signed books there. Chris Barrett, is she hot? I got a crush on her. I don't know what your definition of hot is, but I think she's a looker. Anyway, that's not really the point here. Bear Island Comics, what is up, Adam? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. I don't know what this is about, but I think he and Unruly are going back and forth on something. biggieshaq, I need a quick recap of the heaters. Okay, I'll do that at the end, Big. I'll do as quick of a recap as I can. I'll do a speed round for like every single thing if I can try to sneak it in. We're already at 40-something minutes, so I don't want to go crazy here. But this is Nightwing 107, and it's signed by Phil Hester. This one actually came with a COA. It was signed at Planet Comic-Con in 2012. So Nightwing 107 from the Shadow of the Bat. I like how he's stepping on that bat logo. It's pretty sweet. And he's got the crutches.
Yeah, cool.
It's a cool book. It's a cool book. And then another signed book here. We got Fantastic Four, issue 527. This is a Wizard World Philadelphia exclusive. I think from like 2005. This is the J. Michael Straczynski run with Mike McCone art. And it's signed right there on the cover by J. Michael Straczynski. So there you go.
Cool.
Another signed book. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. I'm going to get to the art as the final category, and then I'll do a quick recap. I got there's some jibber jabbering going on here between Unruly, Bear, Chris Barrett, Hope Cerebus. I love all you guys. You guys are killing it in the chat. Thank you for showing up, for engaging. All right, so that's essentially it for the regular quote-unquote comic books that I picked up. However, there were some comic books that I submitted to CGC that I brought to the con, which obviously is now in the hands of CGC, so I don't have them here. But I took a picture of all the books right before I submitted to CGC. And then I did buy one big book, a Golden Age Batman book, at the con, and I went straight to CGC with it. I wasn't going to travel home on a bus with it or anything like that. I made the deal on it. I thoroughly, checked the book out, made sure it was in the condition I wanted, made sure I was happy with everything, made sure I was happy with the deal, and then I went straight to CGC and submitted it. So I'm going to show you the book. I'm going to show you that book, and then I'm going to show you the books I submitted. I got to do the share screen thing. Let's see. Let me figure this out. Okay, so first, these are the books that I brought to the convention and submitted to CGC. Obviously, everyone recognizes the first book here. It's Giant Size X-Men #1. Then we have Alias #1, first Jessica Jones. Star Wars 42, first Boba Fett comics. Avengers Annual #10, first appearance of Rogue. And then, of course, X-Men #50, second appearance of Polaris, and the classic Jim Steranko cover. So these are all books that were already in my collection that I brought with me to Boston and submitted to CGC on Friday. As soon as I got onto the show floor, like I said, I believe CGC said that I was one of the first orders of the day, if not the first order of the day, for regular grading. So pretty happy. These are all in pretty nice, damn nice condition. So I'm looking forward to see what grade they come back in 3 or 4 months. So maybe in 3 or 4 months, I will be able to tell you what these grades are. I'm getting some good feedback here in the chat. Damn NYC, thanks. Bake the Snake just joined. What's up, my brother? He said, "Yo, what up, NYC? Been here for the whole thing. Just watching on the TV." Yeah, I do that all the time, man. Hard to chat and watch on the TV. It's not as easy as you think. Yeah, I have multiple devices. Chris Barrett, a piece of me died when I found out that Shannon Mayer was a dude. I'm sorry I crushed your dreams. Sorry I crushed your dreams from a bus. Let's see. Joe Ryan, my biggest buys were New Mutants 18, 26, 27, Uncanny 244, Legion, Demon Bear, and Jubilee. I almost bought some bigger books. Maybe next time. Hey, there's always next time. But those are some pretty cool books also. Bear on, those some cherry comic books. NYC, thanks, brother. Trying to scroll down here. Still figuring out how to do StreamYard, honestly. Bangers. Oh, wait, I like X-Men 49. I do too. I don't have that one. I got to pick that up. I've got a really nice 49, but I like that 50 cover better. Good holiday surprise from CGC. Yeah, man, straight clangers. What's up, Gray Man? Good to see you, brother. Vasco, nice. Thanks, bro. Man, I'm losing track of the chat here. This is hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. It just keeps going and going.
And of course, Chris Barrett has to chime in with some downer comment. Those are not cherry comics. I don't know what he means by that. Yeah, of course they're not 9/8s, Chris Barrett. But they're in decent condition, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna switch to. So those are the 5 books that I already had in my collection. Did not buy these at the con. Submitted them to CGC. This book, however, I did submit to CGC. I did buy at the convention, and I submitted to CGC. And I believe that is the right screen. So here we go. Batman issue 44 from 1948, I believe. Classic Golden Age Joker floating heads cover. This was probably the big boy book for me as far as comic book. I did get some artwork, which I will show next. But this is a book that's been on my radar, been on my list to get for a long time. I knew I would have to get a lower grade copy. My grade estimate on this is a 2.5 to a 3.0. Both staples are attached, so it is attached to both staples, and the cover is attached. There's no detached centerfold or anything like that. All the pages are there. I flipped through every page. None of the pages were brittle. I'm hoping for cream to off-white on the page color, but they may hit me with tan. I don't know, but I'm hoping for cream to off-white. But I love this book. This is one of the craziest looking Joker covers from the Batman solo title in the Golden Age. So beyond stoked to add this to my collection, and looking forward to seeing what it comes back at CGC in like 5 months. So that's it's Golden Age. It's going to take even longer. We'll see how long it takes. Let's see what the feedback is here. Gray Matter. Wow. Thank you, sir. Dante the Scrub. Yes, that Batman number 44. As soon as you posted it, I immediately commented on IG. Yes, I do remember that. Bear Island. That comic is a peach. Take that, Barrett. I don't know what this is about, but there's some beef going on between Barrett and Bake. I'm sure that's all love, though. Bake likes cherry Pop-Tarts, and this is now turning into Direct Edition Squad. I don't know what's going on here. I could eat a peach for hours. Nick Cage. All right, I think I've lost the plot a little bit on what's going on in the chat room, but I appreciate you guys sticking with me. We're 50 minutes in. I'm almost done here. I'm gonna get to a couple little pieces of art that I picked up. A little. I don't know. You guys can determine if it's little or not. But let me grab that stack over here. So the first art piece I picked up, let me go back to this, is from an artist named Michael Dooney. So this is his card right there. And he had a lot of these original sketch cards. So basically the size of a trading card, but actually an original drawn piece on a trading card size board, right? And I picked this piece up from him, this little Spidey. So this is the first, original sketch card that I ever picked up, which is pretty cool. I never really expected to pick up, trading card size original art, but this guy had some really, really cool ones. And I saw this Spidey, and I was like, yeah, why not? Unruly's got a question. Let's see, NYC, what do you think the grade is on your giant size X-Men? I am kind of estimating it to be somewhere in the range of a 4.0 to a 5.5. I am getting it pressed and clean, so I'm hoping it's somewhere on the 5.0 to 5.5 end. It is my second copy, so probably will be up for sale at some point when it comes back, but we'll see. Depends on what grade. Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson, man, good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. I don't know what they're talking about. Peaches. Yeah, BiggieShaq. I think this was on the Comic Heads live stream. We live streamed from this guy's table a little bit in Artist Alley. Chris Barrett, I enjoy that one 90s alternative song. I think you're talking about Presidents of the United States.
Yeah, that's what I think they're talking about.
Peaches and Cream or whatever.
Yeah,
Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Is that right? I think I did it.
I think so.
All right, what else is going on here? Jeffrey Comic-Con has said, my boss listens to it all day, hear it all the time. Reminds me of middle school. All right, I'm going to move on. This is getting off the rails. All right, so I got one sketch cover commission done on a Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows blank cover. It's a marker over pencils color marker pencils, original sketch cover. It's from a local artist. It's not really like a well-known artist or maybe a regional artist. The guy's name is Scott Ethan Amberson. And here's the final piece. So you got Mary Jane, you got the Spidey head. She's wearing a black suit, t-shirt, and he signed it right there. And that's on a blank sketch cover for an Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. Pretty cool. I'm satisfied with how this turned out. I like his take on Mary Jane. It's not the same, J. Scott Campbell Mary Jane style or John Romita, rip-off style. He's got his own sort of little interpretation of the Mary Jane look, which I thought was pretty cool. So I picked that up. And that was the only sketch cover I did. And then, of course, I got the trading card art, which was just, available. And then Chris Barrett. That's not MJ. She hates the black costume. There you go. Well, I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, Chris. I apologize for getting what I wanted on a cover. Let's see. I have no idea what's going on in the chat at this point. There's arguments about Johnny Cash and Weird Al Yankovic in here. I have no clue. All right, so here it is, guys. Here's the big boy piece of artwork. A big boy, I don't know, but probably. So I've always wanted I've always wanted a piece of original artwork from the co-creator / original artist who drew Wolverine. So that's, obviously one panel of Hulk 180 and then the cover for Hulk 181. And of course, that is the late, great Herb Trimp, right? So obviously he's no longer with us. So my only option is to, seek out, published original art pages on, Comic Link, eBay, Comic Connect, other comic art fans, that kind of thing. What's up, Barbarian? Every time I've gotten into an auction scenario, I've lost. There's been other people with bigger bankrolls for those pieces. So when I saw this, that a dealer had this, I worked pretty hard to negotiate something that I was comfortable with, especially since it's not necessarily a published piece. It's a sketch. It's a inks over pencils sketch done by Herb Trimp of Wolverine and Captain America battling. So it kind of reminds me of a homage to the Mike Zeck cover of Captain America Annual number 8, except it's drawn by Herb Trimp, who was the original person to draw the Wolverine character. So I'm just going to get the preamble done with and show this bad boy. Herb Trimp.
That's pretty awesome. That
right?
is awesome.
Yeah. So this is by far the sickest thing that I picked up at the con. And I'm extremely happy to have this. Chris Barrett, no, it is not a published sketch. It's, but it is a sketch signed and authenticated from Herb Trimp. So I'm pretty damn happy with it. Thanks, Unruly. Yeah, man. Pretty epic. Yo, what's up, Great Legend? Thanks for stopping in, brother. YouTube is NYC. I don't think 90 will want to hear that. biggieshaq approves. Shit. Barbarian. Damn. Yep. Whisker. Damn, that's dope. Whisker Wolverine. Yep. The original. Yo, who dat? What's up, brother? So check out this Herb Trimp sketch, Wolverine, Captain America. Epic piece. I'm super stoked to have that. So there you go. That's my big pickup. In addition to the Batman 44, which I shared earlier, which I dropped straight off to CGC. That is beautiful. Golden Slab from Herb Trimp, passed away not too long ago. I know, man. Rest in peace, Herb. Nice Heart, Mate, Hot Fire, Herb was a Beast. Loved his work on Rampaging Hulk. That's it, Who Dat. I'm claiming TJ as my tag team partner. Last I checked, I didn't see Chris Barrett on the roster, but we should definitely get Chris Barrett involved in Slabdown. Where's 84 and 90 to when I don't even know when the tag team tournament is. Anyway, Great Legend sums it up right there. Yep, co-creator of Wolverine. So that is a art grail for me, if you will. If I showed this on Tony Sanders' channel, that would be a Herb Trimp art grail for me. I've been able to get some Herb Trimp pages of him drawing other stuff, but anything with him drawing Wolverine, like, commands a premium. Understandably, right? Yeah. He's the first person to ever draw Wolverine. So, and a co-creator of the character. So, anytime anything published comes on the market of him drawing Wolverine, it's just, it gets to dollar amounts that I don't really want to pay for a single page. But yeah, who dat? Did I miss anything else? Yeah, I showed a bunch of books, dude. Probably one of the two other bigger books, and I picked this up from Kenny. This is L.B. Cole, Guns Against Gangsters #1. So that was probably one of the more standout picks. Also, I picked up a ASM Annual #3. Picked up a Amazing Spider-Man 110, First Gibbon. This is my third copy. So not huge, but hashtag Gibbon Gang. What else did I show? I don't remember. Do you remember what I showed? I got this Eerie magazine, issue 13, that looks like the Immortal Hulk #2 to some degree.
Yeah, you showed some Spider-Man books.
Showed a bunch of Spider-Man books. I showed a couple Alex Ross Marvels covers. Yep. I showed Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson Batman the Cult #1, which was over here somewhere. Showed the 2 Secret War books, including the first Quake, which I was informed by the chat. But these are some awesome Gabriel Del Otto covers. Alex Ross Marvels covers. Here's the Batman, the Cult, Bernie Wrightson, Jim Starlin. Showed some sign books, some sketch cover commissions, some Michael Turners. Here are the sign books. So, the rewind's there if you want to get, line item by line item. But I think I'm going to call it. Thanks everybody for joining me in the chat. I'll give you one last look at the Trimp Wolverine to close it.
Yeah, that's the way you end it, right there.
Right. So I appreciate everybody joining me. And honestly, the best part of this con was getting to hang out with Sam, getting to hang out with Kenny, getting to hang out with Justin, getting to hang out with Joe, getting to hang out with Antonio. You guys, and know these guys as Sam I Am Comics, Comic Head 84, Vasco, Old Wolf 65, and Joe Ryan Comics. But now I know these guys as, Sam, Kenny, Justin, Joe, Antonio, and it was awesome to spend time with these dudes and share in the hobby that we all love. So anyway, I appreciate everybody joining me. I got other stuff on YouTube this week, but I'm not going to go promote it right now because it'll take 5 minutes, and we're already in 1 hour, 5 minutes total on this stream. So thanks, Legend. NYC was on a mission. And Comic Heads, nice vid, bro, great times. So thanks, everybody. And See you next time.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Peace.